Let's get salty!
Hey everyone, and welcome to This Week in Hearthstone, the 24th edition, our weekly news recap series where we go over the news and events in the Hearthstone world in the past week. And before we get into our top stories and all of that, I want to provide a channel update. We're entering February, and this will be our 1 year anniversary is coming up near the end of February, 1 year of YouTubing. And I just wanted to show this graphic here that shows the percentage of viewers that are subscribed. Normally, you'll have people saying like, only a certain amount of subscribe, please sub. I just want to show we're almost at 50%. That is insane. That's one of the highest numbers I've ever seen. And I just wanted to thank everybody that has hit the sub button. That is ridiculous. It is insane the growth we've had. And I'm not begging or asking for more subs. I am just thanking everyone that's hit that button, everyone that's viewed the channel, everyone that watches the content. Thank you so much. It's been an amazing first year, and we're going to celebrate in style at some point, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, let's get into the top stories of the week. First top story is, well, Ramp Paladin has literally broken Hearthstone. Well, not literally, but it's broken Hearthstone. It is the best deck by a mile, and something needs to be done about it. Our next story is there's a bundle scam going on. There's some weird Hearthstone bundles showing up in the store for some people and not other people. We'll go over that. It seems not great, and we'll talk about that. We'll go over the meta update in both Standard and Wild with the Hysteria nerf going live in Wild. Has things changed up there? And I guess it did affect Standard to an extent, but we'll talk about Standard as well as, I mean, the top story kind of covers it as well. And lastly, we have the mailbag where I answer your questions that you leave in the comments below. So starting off with the top story is Ramp Paladin. It's broken Hearthstone, and as highlighted here in the Vicious Syndicate's weekly report, literally calling it Cheese Paladin for how cheesy it is. And if you're not aware of what the deck is, it's kind of an abomination that just magically just really works well. And it's built around Hayabusa Allura, Tip the Scales, and you have Nazdarmu. And basically, if you have Allura in hand and you have the coin, you cheat out Tip the Scales. It's your only spell. Or you have Wand Maker, you get a 1 mana spell and cheat it out, and create this giant board swing that basically no deck can recover from. The other alternative strategy is to draw your Nosdorma, which your Murloc can draw. You go to 10 mana, you tip the scales, or you play the rabbit and you get a bunch of clowns and then you keep playing the clowns. And it's just an absurd kind of scam deck. And if you look on HS Replay, if you look at HS Replay under the mulligan win rate with the coin, Hayabusa Allura is at like 90% at top 1000 legend. If you have the coin, you have Allura in your hand, you're basically going to win the game. And this type of thing is just extremely unhealthy for the game. It's a next level of Barnes or Prince Killis. Even those cards did not have 90% in the win rate. And if you look back like about a year ago, like Dark Scrap Imp got nerfed in Zoo Warlock because it had something like a 70 to 80% win rate in the mulligan, and that deck sucked. It wasn't tier 1, but the card got nerfed because its win rate was just so absurd in the mulligan. So Hayabusa Allura absolutely has to get nerfed soon. It's warping the ladder the way this card is. It creates so many non-games. It's not fun. It's not interactive. It's just a frustrating high roll, and it needs to get nerfed. The rest of the deck I think is totally fine. Ramp Paladin's a cool deck. There's a lot of late game value. I love the fact that the bunny sees play. That's awesome. Some of the old gods see play, Nizoth and Yashiraj. That's great. Everything about the deck I think is really cool outside of Allura. That scam of Allura is just ridiculous, and I hope the deck can survive without having to have Allura there. You still have the Nosdorma win condition, which, you know, some decks can't handle, some can, but I think that's fine. But Allura is just too abusable, and I just think it absolutely needs to get nerfed for the health of the standard game. It's not healthy. But let me know in the comments below, do you think it's fine? Do you think that high roll should exist? I personally don't. Next we have, is there a bundle scam going on by Blizzard? If you notice, if in your shop lately, there is a new bundle there if you bought it or not. I'll show mine. It's like the most expensive one, of course, because I'm a whale. It's like 35 bucks or something for 30 packs and a couple of legendaries. But depending on what amount you spent apparently, or what you buy, you might be offered cheaper bundles. You might be offered wild packs, or apparently Tavern Pass bundles. And it's like this new thing that the community manager said they were trying out. And for me, it's a big red flag. We've already had these scummy practices with the battle pass, some other stuff like the special bundles we get with the Book of Heroes, which is basically just an overpriced bundle. And now they're monitoring our buying patterns and offering us bundles based on that. I'm sorry, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't like that. And I don't like the fact that maybe I want to buy the wild bundle. I can't really unless I think you like can follow direct links. I'll link below this this article I read about it that had some of the links, but apparently if you follow these links, it can link you directly into the shop where you can buy these bundles. But why do you have to go through this? Why aren't all the bundles just put up there? And if you buy one, the other ones disappear. It's just really fishy, really shady, and I don't really want them to start micromanaging bundles based on buying patterns. It's just like, how far is this gonna go? It's a card game. You already charge a lot for it. The mini set literally just came out, and now you're already trying to gouge people for more packs with what feels like predatory means with like buying pattern stuff. I don't know. I don't like it. I hope they don't do this again. If they're going to offer bundles, offer it to everybody. Let us pick the bundle we most want if we want to buy one at all, and don't try and exploit our buying patterns to suck us in. I don't like it. But again, let me know in the comments on this one too. Do you think it's good or bad? I personally just find it shady and it just makes me feel gross. Next, we have the standard and wild meta update. And again, as I mentioned, Hysteria got nerfed. So standard, as I mentioned, Ramp Paladin is the best deck in the format, but another deck that's popped up a lot, and a lot of people are like, Zeddy, should Arbor Up get nerfed? I'm not quite on that train yet, but Arbor Druid, the token Druid I'm highlighting here, it's built around Arbor Up, and it turns out Solar Eclipse and Arbor Up is just absolutely ridiculous. You constantly swarm the board, make board like, you know, sticky with like Soul of the Forest, tokens, Glowfly Swarm, and if your opponent doesn't remove it, but like basically at all, you have like Solar Eclipse, Savage Roar, Arbor Up, and you just kill your opponent. So this deck's really strong. I haven't played a build in Wild for like achievement purposes, and that even went over 50%. So Arbor Up, really strong card. I knew it'd be good, but I didn't think it would put Spell Druid over the top, but it really has. So if you want to try something out that's somewhat new from the mini set, Spell Druid is definitely a good deck to check out. And in Wild, now that Hysteria's been nerfed, we kind of see what the meta looks like. And hey, look, it's Reno Priest, Secret Mage, and Dark Lair Warlock, as well as Kingsbane Rogue. Kingsbane Rogue is really good. I'd say there's a 4th tier 1 deck, so take it for what it is. Nitro Boost Potion is just poison is ridiculous. But one deck that's popped up that I saw someone get rank 1 legend with, top legend with, is Odd Warrior, because of all the aggression with the Dark Lair Warlocks, the aggro rogues, and Secret Mage. You hit the button, you do some good work. Highlighting here a list with like the Silas OTK, give yourself a win condition. So if you want to punish all the aggro, especially in the early legend climb days, you might want to click the button. Also gain some XP in the process. And yeah, other than that, while it's pretty similar, it takes a lot to shift up the meta. You got to break the game with Hysteria or Dark Glare, something like that. Otherwise, it doesn't change up too much, but you know, at least it's back to same old in Wild. And lastly, we have the mailbag segment where I answer your questions. Again, if you want to ask me a question to be answered on this segment, leave a comment in the comments below with mailbag in the description, just so I have an easy way of identifying it. So we start off with Slain Thapali asks, since they made the mini set purchasable by gold, will the normal expansion be purchasable by gold? So like the next one, will it be? I would be shocked if it is. I think they model it like the adventures because, like, you know, the card size is the same. I think they just used the exact same adventure structure and just cut off the PvP content. And they kept everything else the same. They made a little discount because there's no PvP. I can't imagine they're going to do that for the full expansion. That'd be great. I would love it. It would be awesome for the game, for the consumer, but they would forego so much money. Like, an $80 pre-order, they expect you to buy that plus another pre-order plus other stuff, and you still don't have everything. You think they're going to want to throw away that from a whale like me, who's definitely going to buy it because that's what I do? It's what I do. They know I'm going to do that. And yeah, I can't see it, but it would be great, but don't expect it anytime soon. Writhe in Pain asks, will I show the cat? I keep being told I have this cat. I don't know. Are you a cat, Nova? Are you a cat? Should we show your fat butt off? I mean, she doesn't like being displayed too much, but she's a cuddler. She says hello. Will you say hello, Nova? No. She's just gonna come and stare at the sky, but we love her around here, and yeah, she's always popping up in the background. She likes to, especially when I'm recording, it's after my stream usually, and she's like, it's time to go cuddle, it's time to go cuddle, and that's what happens, and she's gone. She's gone. Next, Kenrai Thea asked, do you intend to co-op with other content creators? So we've had interviews on the channel now with Regis Kilbin and Solemn. Check them out if you missed them. They were really good in-depth talks, and I do plan on making this a monthly series if I can keep finding creators. I already have the next creator lined up for February's interview, which should pop up near the end of the month. I'll try and make it like an end of the month type of thing to kind of recap what's going on, but yeah, I'll try and make it like a monthly type of interview podcast thing, and that's kind of a way that I can co-op with other content creators. We might have the same people come back at another time or whatever, but yeah, I'll try and keep that going, but it's as long as I can find willing, participants. You never know, and right so far, there's a lot of people that seem to be interested, and I'll definitely keep it going in the foreseeable future. David Zaboki asks, it's a pretty long-winded thing here, but the gist of it is, if you look in your achievements right now under gameplay, you'll see that there's achievements linked to the latest expansion, right? Whether it's a Dark Moon Fair or races, and there's achievements that grant XP, and he's asking, basically it's been said that the XP will go away next expansion, and is this confirmed or not? And yes, it is. Celestalon responded to me about this like a month ago. Igzar also confirmed it on an AMA that once the next expansion comes out, once the next battle pass rewards track comes out, when it resets and we start over, the XP related to the Dark Moon Fair and Dark Moon Races achievements will go away and will be replaced by achievements on the next expansion that will grant XP. The achievements themselves will stay, but the XP will be gone. So if you have some lingering around that will get you XP that you haven't completed, make sure you do it before the next expansion comes out, or else you will lose that XP. It kind of sucks. I think it's kind of lame, but that's the way it is. That's the way it's going to be. I've cleared them all. I might have a video on a guide on how to do the Dark Moon Races one. I already have a guide on the regular ones to help you guys out. So let me know if you guys would be interested in that. But yeah, that's the gist of it. It's been confirmed by multiple devs, and yeah, there's nothing much else we can do about it other than try and complete them all, or as many as you can, and go from there. And lastly, Gibbering Ma asks, if you could unnerf a card back to its original state, what would it be and why? I answered this on Twitter the other day, and I said Leeching Poison. I would make it 2 mana and permanent again, because I want to play Degenerate, Lifesteal, Infinite Kingsbane Rogue, except that would be horrible for the game and should not be something that should be done. So in more serious note, I'd probably go between either Serenite Chain Gang, which was nerfed because of Shudderwalk, but Shudderwalk still does what it can do in WoW because of Doppelgangster, so why not recover Serenite Chain Gang for other decks like Keleseth decks, or like, other hand buff decks? It would be nice. Or revert Dino Tamer Brand when it rotates to Wild later this year, just because I think you should be able to brand. I feel like it should be 7. 8's a little extreme, and those are probably the 2 I would unnerf. And that's this week in Hearthstone. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day, and stay salty, my friends.